We now welcome Jonas Titus with the Victoria Economic Development Corporation here to talk to us about our economic forecast for the Crossroads region. Welcome to Community Crossroads.
Thank you for having me. My pleasure.
So Jonas, talk to us about what we may look like several years from now. We are very dominant in manufacturing and some agriculture in the south of us or to the south of us. What are we looking to in the future?
Yeah, well, we're seeing a lot of activity in response to the Inflation Reduction Act, which was passed by the federal Congress this past year. A lot of activity in green and blue chemicals. This is processes for hydrogen, ammonia, methanol. So a lot of these projects do create a good number of jobs and are significant capital investments. And we're in advanced stages with a lot of these projects. Right before Christmas, we were able to announce the intention to develop a project to be the anchor tenant of the South Port Track, the Texas Logistics Center, which will be a ammonia project, and one that we're very excited about. And then another initiative is working in concert with Caterpillar as they're working to shorten their supply chain. We've seen a lot of the backlogs post-pandemic and bring a lot of their suppliers closer to that facility. And at the same time, some of the economics within Caterpillar are changing into some investments and moving operations to Texas, where we see the potential that'll be more attractive for suppliers to locate closer to that facility. So we've already had 2 announced this past year that are establishing operations in Victoria, and we are working with quite a few more. And we hosted a supplier summit this November and are looking forward to hosting another one this next year.
So the future is bright for our economic future.
We're extremely fortunate to be living in Victoria right now. There's tons of interest, there's tons of announcements, and we're seeing this investment happen locally and these jobs being created and the potential for more in the very near future.
What are some obstacles that are in the way of that? Maybe the housing market?
Well, yes. You know, housing in Texas is tight. We're very fortunate that a lot of folks from other parts of the country are migrating to Texas. So it's creating pressures on our market and driving some prices up. But we haven't seen the extreme price increases in Victoria that, you know, Austin in particular has seen. So we are a more approachable market for home buyers, but other obstacles are it's a tight labor market still, and that's a great problem to have. That there's tons of jobs available, and in our infrastructure, you know, I know you talked previously with our port director of Calhoun County. You know, we want to see that channel deepen and widen. Right now, we're more or less having a 2-lane highway access that port, and we'd love to have an interstate highway that would make it more attractive and easier to get to and safer to get to. And the continued investments in I-59 or I-69, that'll only help, and the rail investments at the Port of Victoria are a great plus.
Well, great. It sounds like we have a really bright future. We just have to hope people see the potential here in Victoria. I know I love it. We're 2 hours away from 4 major metro areas, so you really get to go anywhere if you're choosing and then come back home to the quiet.
Yep. And I think people are seeing that. This is a great time to be here, and we're thrilled to be a part of it.
Well, thank you so much for coming on the show and for everything you do.
Thank you again. My pleasure.
All right, coming up, don't go anywhere. We hear from a local musician, John Paul Ortiz.